Hello, hello, Libras. We are going to jump right into singles and then couples. All right, this is going to be for the first 2 weeks of April. Um, and let's see what we get for general and love. I'm going to start with the singles, see what we're vibing with. I'm starting with the Urban Tarot this time around. Okay. Okay, so we have the Prince of Cups, the filmmaker. We have our Libra singles putting in a lot of work, emotional work, looking into themselves and their emotional experiences throughout their childhood, their life, and their relationships, and just seeing where you can make some changes, seeing where you can grow as a person, what you will want from your future person, and just kind of leveling out and setting healthy boundaries and things of that nature, doing some shadow work emotionally during this period. Okay, we also see this energy being present during this time for those of you who may not be doing shadow work that may not resonate with. We see this energy coming into play during this next couple of weeks. So, this could be somebody around you, family, friend, neighbor, somebody you rely on, someone you can trust. Um, good emotional, this person has a good emotional, firm standing, like firm in their emotion, they're firm in their beliefs, emotionally balanced, I can say. Okay, so we see the Two of Swords here, which is Dominion in this deck. This is you kind of, again, we're talking about boundaries here, setting personal boundaries, taking dominion and taking control over your life. We see here institutions as well, represented by the artwork, institutions, movement, and a chariot. So we could see you going to some institution, signing paperwork, documents, things of that nature, hearing from an institution in regards to some sort of a paperwork you filled out or need to fill out. You can see information coming in, or you work for an institution, potentially a government type of institution, or looking for work within that type of realm during this time period. But we do see you setting very healthy boundaries. So we see you doing some introspective work. Again, I mentioned shadow work. We see you in a very psychic period for my Libras right now, doing spiritual work, spiritual healing. A lot of you guys may be religious out there, and you could be focusing on your religious beliefs at this time, trying to manifest, and just looking with it within to your higher self for a higher perspective of what your next moves are going to be in life. So we see this being a very important time for my Libra singles spiritually. We see contemplation about the meaning of life and things of that nature. Okay, so we have the Prince of Swords for my Libra singles here. We can have an energy of you doing a lot of research towards something, or someone spying on you or looking in on you, potentially your social media. If you have put out resumes and things of that nature, we could see somebody doing a background check on you or things of that nature. We also want you to make sure during this time period that you change your passwords on your electronic devices, your bank cards, credit cards, and things of that nature. You want to be cognizant and conscious of being observed and who's watching you and your daily routines. I don't want to make anybody paranoid. If you're not doing the watching, this card is a good indication that people are looking into you. People are looking at your social media. People are wanting to know what you're doing and what you've been up to lately, okay? I'm also getting a vibe of a past energy. So this could be somebody you know with an air sign element, um, coming back from the past or looking into you, may communicate with you um, online in some kind of way via email or social media or text. Um, in the upcoming next couple of weeks if they haven't already by the time you've seen this reading for my Libra singles out there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and Continue. Okay, we're seeing the nine of autumn here. It's saying take some time out for yourself. We're seeing a little bit of this relaxation in the priestess card. Take some time out for yourself. Go ahead and recharge yourself. Um, Enjoy your meditation time. Enjoy the time you spend during self care, and make sure that you um, put yourself first during this time period so that you can heal, you can recharge. You're giving from a full cup because you've taken the time to, nourish yourself, nourish your body. Do things that you enjoy during this time period if it's possible for you to get out in nature. This would be a good time to get out in nature. I see some of my Libras making changes to their diet for my singles out there, and just overall feeling happy, pursuing goals. A lot of you have decided to go back to school during this time period for my Libra singles. A lot of you have decided to start fitness routines. I see a lot of my Libra singles working towards business plans, business goals, and these things being fruitful. As you can see, the cornucopia around her, very abundant, and just this being a good time to nurture yourself and getting to know yourself better, nurture your mental health and your spiritual health and your body so you can manifest better. For my Libra singles out there, okay, so I want you to make sure that if you're having any conflicts during this time, that you go ahead and you be your typical fair self and balance the situation. There may be something that you're not quite seeing, or something hidden, someone not quite telling you something, for my singles out there. But give it a little bit more time during this time period, and things happening in the dark will surface and come to the light. So also just be aware and cautious of jumping to conclusions during this time period for my Libra singles out there. Okay, you don't want to make a misstep. Go ahead and listen to your intuition. Be that high priestess that we saw. Take a moment to pause before you make any major decisions. Okay, let's see. So we have the Two of Autumn. You being very busy right now, but make sure that you, again, take time to recharge yourself. Have fun. We see you taking on a lot of different responsibilities right now, Libra. So just pace yourself. Make a list if you have to. Um, don't try to do everything at once. You don't want to beat your body up or beat yourself down. But just take your time. This is how things get missed when we're juggling a lot of responsibilities. So just take your time, pace yourself, make time for yourself to enjoy life, enjoy the spring, and enjoy this new season coming in, okay? Because you're going to have a lot on your plate, especially for those of you who have decided to go back to school, make major changes, change jobs, or potentially start businesses. You're going to find yourself in a busy period, okay? All right, Libra singles, let's see what the Kipper has to say about your upcoming next couple of weeks. If you have a question, go ahead and leave it below. You never know. You might be the lucky person that gets a one card reading down in the comments. All right, we see sudden wealth. This is a fantastic card for my Libra singles. We see income coming in different ways that are going to help you create a firm foundation, solidify your business, rebuild your savings account, pay off some bills, get new vehicles, move homes, and just take care of major responsibilities in your life, and help you balance the scales and bring in some positive karma. And we also see you being generous with this wealth that's coming in, which is really nice and really sweet of my Libra singles who are going to be potentially doing some charity or giving of their time, money, or belongings to people who are in greater need. So let's wrap this up for my Libra singles. Go ahead, give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you potentially have an air sign or maybe a water sign trying to come back during this time period, or who has recently entered your life for my singles. Okay, we have Daughter of the Phoenix. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing, preparation for the new. like a phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew. You are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. Soon after, you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your divine path. And I think that's what we're getting when we see that High Priestess card and we see this sudden wealth and we see these nods to you working and multitasking with this Two of Swords and things and, um, you know, lots of research with the hacker and institutions, formulations of business, signing contracts, and things of that nature during this period. So it's going to be a busy period for my Libra singles out there. For those of you guys who are working to get things going on your new starts, your new paths. After we saw in your last reading, you had some cycles beginning, some cycles ending, some cycles beginning, and we just saw some prosperous starts, and we're seeing these starts take flight for my Libra singles right now. So we're going to go ahead to Libras who are coupled, who are in relationships, who are living together, who are engaged, who are married. We want to know what's happening with you guys for this first couple of weeks of April 2021. So go ahead and leave me a thumbs up, a comment, a like, a suggestion. I'm trying to solidify my setup here for you guys. So, yeah, Libra, I would appreciate your feedback if you have any. Don't forget to like and subscribe and find me on my other social media pages. You can just hit the links on my YouTube homepage and it'll take you right to my other pages, which will have content shortly. As I'm getting my setup together and everything and trying to make recording more efficient, I'll be able to do more videos because I do have a demanding full-time job. So I usually try to do this after work, or I spend at least a day on my weekend, at least, getting just 2 weeks worth of videos, 12 videos done. So I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you appreciate my time, I appreciate you being here. For my Libras out there, and cross watchers too. That's what's up, I get it. So go ahead and ruminate on your relationship that you're in, your relationship energy, and if you're vibing with me, we're going to see what's happening. And just make sure you don't force any scenarios, force any energy. If a particular portion of the message isn't for you, don't try to force it. It is what it is. May not be for you, particularly this reading, but you may find it applies to you in 3 weeks or so. It's just how energy flows. We're all on different timelines, regardless of our signs. All right, let's go, Libra couples. Let's see what's up. Okay, Libra couples, first 2 weeks of April, Libra couples. All right, we're seeing a little bit of argument, strifes, ups and downs, disagreements. This is feeling like petty energy, though, Libras. It doesn't feel super significant. I don't feel this being a tower moment. I just feel this being lack of seeing eye to eye. This is passing energy. You might be in this energy right now and moving away from this energy. Okay, that could potentially be, just competitive energy with someone around you or around your relationship, okay? Competing for your time or competing for your spouse's time. We see the Four of Pentacles here, fighting to work for a solid foundation for my couples out there, putting in the effort in different ways and having multiple streams of residual income and things, finding a way to work towards retirement and, again, finding a way to take the power back in your life, set healthy boundaries within your relationships, and all of the situations that you have moving forward, whether this be with friends, neighbor, coworkers, colleagues, schoolmates, whatever that is. Being vocal about being grounded and just making sure that you have taken the proper steps to make sure that your future as a couple is going to be secure and well stable. So we also see debauchery. We see this have some fun times, lots of partying potentially going on for my couples or drinking, and coming up in the next couple of weeks, celebrations. So be careful not to make bad choices. We see emotional times coming up for my couples, but it looks like fun emotional times. This debauchery card isn't necessarily bad. It just depends on us knowing our limits and making the proper choice. And again, that goes back to our boundaries. So let's keep that in mind for our couples out there who might be celebrating something, or just kind of coming back together and reconnecting after a period of maybe some arguments or some strife or people trying to get in the way of what's going on. Go ahead and just enjoy yourselves, but don't overdo it. So we see the luxury card here. We see in this card, it's the Four of Cups. It's not necessarily dissatisfaction in this deck. In this deck, um, the Four of Cups is more like you have so much you don't know what to do with, or you have so much abundance coming in, or so much wealth at the time that you just don't know what to do with it, so you're a little lackadaisical. So this is a nod to say, hey, make sure you don't get too comfortable in your relationship according to the universe, and that you're spending time together and you're making sure that it's balanced time and that you're not going overboard with your partying and drinking. This wouldn't be a good time for that. We see a couple of fours here being represented. That's good, stable numbers for firm foundations, wealth, abundance, emotional comfort, financial comfort. And nothing major so far, so that's always nice. But we did see a little argument or competitive energy opening up there that we're moving away from. So we're seeing the Ace of Autumn here. We're seeing money come in for my Libra couples or someone within the relationship. Some extra money is going to come in during this time period. It looks like it's going to be something pretty significant. It's going to bring some of this luxury and some of this grounded power into your relationship. It's going to be able to allow you to make some changes and grow in different aspects, because I know my Libras are very balanced with their spending and very responsible and set budgets and things of that nature. Tend to plan in advance. You're going to hear happy news in some aspect for those of you who might be looking for work. You might get bonuses or small increases in the work that you're already doing. So this is an excellent time for finances and leisurely enjoyment time for my couples as we start off spring in the first couple of weeks of April. It looks like you guys are going to, have some little fun, some partying, spend some time together, have a little extra money to do some things. We see the dreamer here, new starts, new cycles beginning. It may be feeling a little excited about these new starts. Maybe parties or celebrations or small gatherings or get-togethers to acknowledge these new starts and these healthy, abundant, well-lit paths, well-laid roads. These firm foundations have caused a new start and a new cycle to begin after some closing of chapters, some potential ups and downs and things in life. We see that our Libras who are coupled up right now are going to have some really good starts for spring. We see some abundance coming in, some fun and some good times, some luxury times coming in, firm foundations being set for your future. So what more can you ask for during this time for my Libras that are in relationships and coupled and committed? Let's get another card. Okay, so we have the Princess of Winter here. We have you being very diplomatic as you always are, in a very wise energy during this time, and using your intuition to move forward during this new cycle, being a little bit more spiritual for some of my people in relationships out there, you or your spouse becoming more in tune with your spiritual side, maybe doing some work to align your chakras, to open up your crown, open up your third eye, becoming more in tune, and wanting to be able to be able to kind of foresee difficulties ahead so that you can kind of navigate a little bit better, and getting some wisdom, learning some things, getting some truth, some information might come out during this time because of the research and the growth that you're experiencing. So that's lovely for my couples, learning more about each other, learning more about your spirituality, how you connect on a deeper level, enjoying some fun times together, enjoying some money that's going to be coming in. Of course, doing the right thing with the money, putting some aside, but paying yourself first, going to do something fun together, maybe buying something that you needed, paying some bills off with that money, but just enjoying it after a time of just some heartache, feeling like your people were taken from you, your bills are getting out of hand. It just felt like for a time there, maybe you weren't on the right path or you were going through a rough patch in your relationship or just some ups and downs or people trying to come in and create difficulties and your new starts and things of that nature, taking what's rightfully yours or taking credit for things of that nature. So it's like time to move on for that from that type of energy. But also for my couples, I want you to look out for this type of energy and make sure when I see this card, it always gives me kind of like Nine of Wands, be protective of yourself, protect your belongings type energy. So I also want you to be aware of when this abundance comes in. You might have some jealousy and some haters out there. So make sure you're protecting your energy, you're smudging your home, you're saging, Palo Santo, and different things like that during this time to make sure that you can anchor in your manifestations and blessings and just keep out that negative energy. And if you need a reading or some Reiki or anything like that, go ahead and book me down below. You never know. You might be one of the people who get a free reading or, your one card question answered down in the comments. So we see adjudication. We see some people getting official letters, wanting to take people to court or death potentially. We see some people around you. You might hear of somebody going to court or going to jail for stealing something or taking something that they shouldn't have taken. For my Libra couples out there, someone relatively close to you within the community, may not necessarily be you or your spouse. You might hear of some sort of official court paperwork coming in. Someone around you may have gotten a ticket or something of that nature. So just be out on the lookout for that kind of official like letter, news, responsibility popping up. Make sure you haven't forgotten a bill. You don't want to get any late fees or anything like that. We see a lot of hard work during this time frame for my Libra couples that is going to pay off. It's going to be, all of this hard work and effort leads you to your ace. You've been putting in a lot of work in your relationship as a person, as a human, on yourself, working on yourself, your mental, spiritual, and physical health. And the universe is saying you're putting in a lot of toil and labor with that 3 and the 8 numerology that breaks down to an 11. So we see these cycles of more lack coming to an end during the spring. We see fresh new starts beginning. We see people resolving court conflicts potentially, old bills potentially, and we just see a lot of work being put into the new starts. We got your new start card here. We got luxury cards. We got abundance cards. So we know that positivity and abundance is coming in as a result of your hard work, Libra couples, during this time period, which is awesome. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're vibing with this. That is wonderful. And just keep in mind, keep your energy clear, keep your energy protected. What else? Change your passwords. We got abundant new starts after a lot of effort, a lot of hard work you and your spouse have been putting in to grow things, to make changes over the last few months, few years. So we see that these things paying off. We see fours on the board denoting, these very abundant, firm foundations and new starts happening for you Libra couples. Okay, so we're going to wrap up the first couple of weeks with April with Drink from the Emerald Fountain. The divine feminine encourages your awakening and empowerment. Your sincerity is evoking Kuan Yin's divine intervention. It makes sense to be open to receive it, to step forward and drink from the Emerald Fountain, which is the unconditional loving heart chakra of Kuan Yin. Allow yourself to be nourished by the power and love of the Divine Mother flowing to you now. So go ahead and do that spiritual work. Go ahead and keep working on yourself. Make sure that you're trying to balance your chakras during this time frame and you're keeping your energy and your vibration as high as you possibly can between you and your spouse so that you guys can anchor in this money and all these great new starts that are wanting to come in for you guys during this time period. And for those of you guys who are long in the process of already building these things, you're going to see money start to flow in and great positive financial changes during this time frame. Either way, after all of your toil and labor and hard work, I want you guys to keep a lookout and make sure you haven't forgotten any bills and keep a lookout for any important documentation for those of you who are maybe trying to get in school or maybe filled out an application or completed your taxes or things of that nature. You'll be getting information or news about these official things during this time. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up, guys. If you need a reading, some healing sessions, some Reiki, or anything like that, go ahead and leave me a comment below, or feel free to go ahead and pop over to my About section or description and get the information there and send me an email. I'll see you guys soon. I'm Bri. Thank you so much for watching, Libras. Bye.